Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm participating in a DIY challenge. It's the Let's Go Apple Picking DIY Decor Challenge. Hosted by Megan over at the Crafty Quinn and Rebecca Virginia DIY. Make sure to check out their channels in the description box. For my first DIY, I got some red paint from Dollarama and this cute wooden apple container from Dollar Tree. I painted the outside red and part of the inside as well. And I also painted the leaf green, and there was a stem that I colored brown. I'm just using one of these makeup sponges. Once that was done, I had some of this foam and I just stuck that on the inside. And I wanted to make a little apple tree sticking out of the apple box. But I didn't have any apples, so I had to improvise. I had these berries from Christmas time and I thought they could become apples. So the first thing I did was stick them into the box because I wanted to see how they looked. But I thought they looked too much like cherries. I also had this really pretty bush that I got from Dollarama and I thought it would look great in there. So what I did was I took out those berries, I put the bush in after giving it a trim, and I just shoved it in. And then I took the berry, and what I did was I added a couple of leaves from that bush on the top, and I just put some hot glue and then put down the leaf on top. Once I had that in place, I used a pencil at the bottom of the berry and poked a hole inside. It was a bit tough to do. And then I needed the two sides to be more in like a triangle shape. So using the side of the desk, I just pushed in on them to indent it. And then using red paint again, I just covered that up so you wouldn't see any white spots. Once I did about 5 of those like that, I decided to put a burlap ribbon on. Unfortunately, I put it on the back of the project, so I had to take some more burlap and make a cute little bow. I want to thank my friends Billy Bird from the Messy Studio and Favi from Arrows DIY for helping me with some of the ideas for this. I'd also like to thank my friend John from What If I Could Scroll, who allowed me to make these projects during his live. And here's how it looks, my little apple tree. DIY number 2. I had this little picture frame shadow box that I got from a thrift store, and I pried it open, which was difficult. Then I took all of the roses off of the tree and set them aside for another project. Once I did that, I took a piece of burlap ribbon and hot glued it to the top of the tree. I decided to take some more of those little leaves, and I cut each little piece out and glued it on top of the burlap. And here's how it turned out. Next, I had this ABC ribbon with some little apples on it, and I decided to cut out the little apples and put them in the tree. Now there was some yellow behind the apples, so I had to cut very carefully. Next, I wanted to cover the back of the shadow box with the burlap ribbon. So I just cut out some pieces, and they were adhesive, so I just took the backing off and stuck them on where I wanted. There was a little bit of gaps at the bottom, so I just cut out a few smaller pieces and I put them in. And here's how it turned out, and I really liked it. I thought it had a farmhouse look. I had this red and white plaid ribbon, and I decided to make a bow to put in the middle. Then I took the top that I had pried off and I glued it back on with hot glue. And once I had it on, I took some more of that burlap ribbon and I put it all around. And here's my completed project. I really like it. Now, I had one of these trays from Dollar Tree and some napkins from Dollarama. I separated the napkin so it was a bit thinner. Then I measured where I wanted it to go in my tray. Now I didn't use a ruler here, but you should use one just to get a straight edge. Once I had my piece out, I used regular Elmer glue to glue it down. I did use a piece of burlap ribbon just to smooth out the glue before I put down my napkin. And then once I had the napkin down, I just pressed down. I didn't get any wrinkles. Or none that I noticed. Once that was done, I had this silicone mold, round mold, and I cut out some of the pieces from it because I thought they were a good apple shape. So I cut out 4 pieces. Then I used the Elmer glue again and I put glue all over each silicone piece. Originally, I had planned on painting over the glue, but I got impatient and I used lunch bags, and I just cut a piece of the lunch bag, unraveled it, and wrapped it around the silicone mold. Once I did that, I took more of this green foam, cut it, and placed it inside of the silicone mold. Once I was satisfied with the molds, I took some stir sticks and I stuck them in at the top. Then I took a tray and some bath salts and poured the bath salts into the tray. I added glue to the outside of the silicone mold and I turned the mold into the bath salts. I needed something to cover the green, so I just took another piece of the lunch bag and I stuck that on. Can you guess what I'm making? Candy apples. That's right. And I was thinking the bath salts could either be almond slivers on top or coconut. So I made a couple brown for caramel apples and a couple red. Then I had this sign, Farmer's Market. I decided to add it on, and I just added it with hot glue. I would like to thank the Crafty Quinn and Rebecca Virginia DIY for hosting this awesome Let's Go Apple Picking collaboration. Make sure to check out their links in the description box below, and also check out the playlist that I will link below as well. And I want to thank you for watching my video. Please share if you like these project ideas, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.